Hey everyone, it's Melissa. Today's video is going to be my year favorites. Now, my three friends that I just love very, very deeply, Mary Ellen After 60, Carol from the Old Carol Show, and Natalie the Beauty Diva, they do this every year, and whatever year the last two digits are, that's the number of items they do. So this year it will be 20 items or 20 concepts or 20 favorites from 2020, and I will link their three channels below. They have already done their videos and they were so good, very inspiring, very, very good. So of course this year has been difficult for everybody. We all know that. It's been so confusing for me because in some ways it's been one of the worst years. It's right up there with the year I got divorced, when I was taking care of my mother as she was dying. You know, it was terrible. I lost someone I love very, very dearly this year. It's just been hard on us in so many ways. I think a lot of us are in shock. I really do, after this year and everything that it's brought. But yet there are bright spots. There are positive things, and this sitting down, and I really thought about this. I really thought about the good things of this year. It really helped me to remember that not everything was bad in this year. So I hope I always take that lesson with me and never forget. So my favorites are, a lot of them are not things, they're concepts or feelings or just things that are hard to grasp onto, but these are my favorite things of the year that really have mattered to me. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. The first one is Instagram. If it had not been for Instagram this year, I have not gone into the office, I guess, since March or April. If it hadn't been for Instagram, and the people I met on there, the things that I saw, the things that I did, the ways that I got distracted, the things I told everybody on Instagram, the way I acted silly and everything on Instagram, I don't know how I could have stood this year. Everybody was just, we formed a little community on there. We really did. And it just meant everything to me. I got to practice with the Rockettes because they would do Instagram lives a lot, so I would, try to kick up my heels with them. One of them, thanks to my daughter-in-law, wished me a happy birthday this year. I watched concerts. I did virtual tours. I listened to famous actors do plays and read books, and just to be themselves on their Instagram stories. I learned so much. And it was really a big distraction. So Instagram, these are in no particular order, by the way. So Instagram is way up there. The next one is my derma roller. For the past few years, I have been, shedding more hair, and this past year was no exception. I think with the stress, it probably, ramped it up some, but the derma roller has really helped. I derma roll all around my scalp and right through here, and do it twice a week. And then I put on my next number, which is the Nioxin system. I really have tried cheaper ones and tried other things and tried not to use the whole system. It really makes a difference for my hair. So derma rolling with the Nioxin system really has helped my hair a whole lot. My Entyvio infusions, I get them every 8 weeks. For Crohn's disease, I have tried different infusions and shots in the past, and I always have a reaction to them. This time with the Entyvio, I'm having great luck. It is really helping to stop me from having further surgeries for the Crohn's disease. I'm very grateful for that drug. I can't speak highly enough about it. I'm thankful that scientists invented it and that this drug company produced it. I'm just extremely grateful for Entyvio. Like most people, I have not gone to the salon since, I guess, March or April. I miss going to the salon, but someday. The Revlon Color Silk, beautiful color, and the color that I use is 74. Found out about that from Ellis for Living. She suggested it, so I'm very grateful for that. It's a darker color than what I usually have, and I'm used to having highlights, but my highlights are all gone now. Someday I'll get back and get my highlights again because I do like to have my highlights, but for right now, this is doing the trick, and I'm really, really grateful for it this year. This year, I don't think I have sat outside as much as I did since I was a child. I sat out pretty much every day, and we had a really, really bad year for mosquitoes. I think the year before that, we hadn't had a lot of good freezes, you know, to, I guess, kill out the mosquitoes. And so they were particularly bad this summer. So I discovered, I used several things that I did like, but the one that I liked the best because I didn't have to spray it was off wipes. So what I would do is I would sit outside. We even got so bad that we would put nets around us and stuff, but this worked really well. I would take the wipe and I would just do it all over my arms and legs. They would particularly get around my ankles and like around my jeans, you know, the waistband of my jeans, and you know, just anywhere they could. They bit me and bit others. Different things worked on different people in my family, but the off wipes worked for me. And so that was definitely one of my favorites for this summer. I feel like I probably would have gotten some kind of disease as many times as I got bit if I hadn't had those off wipes. The next one that I'm so grateful for is that my family lives on this street. And this one kind of goes on with another one that I'm grateful for too. But we formed a little bubble, especially during this summer when we could be outside. So we would come over to my front yard and the kids would play, and I would sit on the porch, you know, away from them. My son and my daughter decided that their friends, they weren't going to school and they weren't going anywhere and they weren't going to church. They were staying home and quarantining. So they decided that the grandkids, all my grandkids, you know, they live close to each other, that they would all be in the same bubble together. So the grandkids played together every single day. And I just think they got so much out of it. I think it was such a good experience. I think that they will have memories that they will never ever forget. I always loved my cousins, but I never got to be around them as much as, you know, I would have liked to. But they are all best friends. They argue, they fight, they love each other, they have joy together, and it's just been so important, all of us living on this same street. I really do think without that, it would have been so much harder. So that was definitely a joy I found in this difficult time. And something that goes along, it's the next one. I think this is number 8. The next one is I'm very grateful for my son-in-law and my daughter-in-law, for Melanie and Bob are their names, for moving on this street. Just giving up other places to live in order to live close to Doug and me. That just means everything to me. Not many daughters-in-law or sons-in-law want to live really close to their in-laws. My daughter-in-law just lives right across the street, catty corner. My son-in-law lives right down the street. And it just has made such a difference, like I said, to have the grandkids all together and to have them close to Doug and me. It really has made a difference. And also along with that, my daughter-in-law's parents also moved on this street, Jeannie and George, and that has made a huge difference too. So not only are they grandparents to my 4 grandkids that they're, you know, grandparents to, but they took in the other 3 kids to be grandparents to them too. So it's like all 7 of them get another set of grandparents that live here on the street. And that is very unusual, and it just doesn't hardly happen in today's age. It did in the old days, but you know, my grandkids are getting to experience that. So I'm very grateful to all my in-laws that decided to live on this street. The next one that's made it, I mean, I know these are concepts and everything, but the next one that's made a big difference is my little dog, Oliver. I have not been into work, I said, since, you know, in months and months and months. And so I do things at home, I work at home, and there's Oliver right there with me. If I sit down to edit a video, Oliver sits in my lap or he sits beside me. And he's just my little buddy that has really, I mean, I have looked at him. I have laid my head on his face to face and nose to nose and cried, and you know, and he'll just love on me. He knows when I'm sad, and he just really makes me feel better. So having my little pet home with me during the day, during this difficult time, has really made a difference. Let's make our Instagram debut. Are you ready? Let's cover up your boy part so you'll be modest. Okay, let's go. And sit. Sit. No, just sit. It's a good boy. It's a good boy. It's a good boy. Oliver, shake. Good boy. Very good boy. Oliver, dead dog. Dead. No. Dead. Oh, good boy. Very good boy. You did dead dog good. Good boy. Thank you. And thank your audience. Say thank you. Something else that has really made a difference that I enjoyed, especially when I was getting my infusions or I needed to escape, you know, was listening to podcasts. I like true crime. I do. And I will listen. Some of my favorite podcasts are true crime all the time. Criminology, True Crime Garage, Generation Y. Just if you can find a good true crime podcast that you like, it can just really kind of be interesting. I like to hear how people are caught. I like to hear about their trials. I like to hear about their background, what brought them to this point, what brought two people to meet in this universe where these things happened. It's just very interesting for me and takes my mind off my everyday stuff. So podcast, I've really enjoyed them. Something in makeup, these two Revlon palettes. I have really enjoyed Revlon. These are the Revlon Color Stay, and I did videos on them. That one is Siren, and then this one is Precocious, and it's kind of more the purples. I have to hide my face to get it to focus. There we go. These are great. I've done, like I said, I've done videos on them. I've compared them to more expensive palettes and just thought these came out just smelling like a rose. They were great. I like the Elf Bite palettes too, but these have just been really good discoveries this year. They're fine palettes. They really are. The next one are some drugstore lipsticks. Oh, these are so pretty. The first one is from Maybelline 550. It is honey pink. Yeah, honey pink. Beautiful, beautiful color. I wear it all the time. Kate 08. This is beautiful too. This is Rimmel. I've got it on with another color, but it is a pink color. The next one is Revlon Pink in the Afternoon. I've got Pink in the Afternoon on with Kate 08. And the last one is Daringly Nude by 655 by Maybelline. So drugstore lipsticks, I have discovered them, and all of these that I have talked about, the Rimmel, the Revlon, and the Maybelline are just so creamy and really pretty. I have enjoyed them. I've worn them all year long, and I keep discovering more and more drugstore makeups. Right now I'm trying to use these up, and in fact the 550, this is my second tube of it. I used up completely another one of the 550s. This is the honey pink. But yeah, I've discovered several drugstore lipsticks. Also this CoverGirl that is 245 Honeyed Bloom. It's beautiful too. So there's about five drugstore, 5 drugstore lipsticks that I have discovered this year. I am tickled to death, and I wear these all the time. I can't tell you the last time I wore a really expensive lipstick. I keep these around. They're pinks and they're peaches and nudes, but that's usually just what I wear. And a coral. The 550 is more of a coral. But I love these. I love these lipsticks and wear them all the time. They're just terrific. Next one, I was never so glad to discover, and I have to say I resisted for a while. We would put on our mask and go into the grocery store, but grocery store pickup from Walmart. Walmart is the big one here that does it. We don't have a Kroger or some of the others that people mention that do grocery store pickup, but Walmart, I'll put on my list to go over to the makeup department and get my Maybelline lipstick. They've gotten my, my little Revlon shadows. They've gotten that Revlon foundation that I talked about in my last video. It's been hard to resist the makeup going through Walmart because they have so much in grocery pickup, and then the grocery pickup people will go over to the makeup department and get it. So I've had to really watch myself because, as we know, even though it's drugstore, if you keep doing it and keep doing it, it will add up. But grocery store pickup has just really kept us safe and made all the difference for us, I think. We have tried to be really careful and do what we can to be protected this year, and so grocery store pickup helped with that a whole lot. It really has. I've rediscovered some, and this one I've got on today, I've rediscovered some palettes this year that I've fallen in love with besides the Revlon ones. And this one is the Soft Glam Anastasia. And I bought this when it first came out, and I never really loved it, but rediscovering the things that I already have, I just love this. I just think it's such a beautiful palette. And another one that was not drugstore that I wore all year long was the Tarteist Pro Palette. I have always liked this palette, but never more so than I did this year. It's just beautiful. I wore the purples the most. These are the most beautiful purples for my eye color. They really are. They're gorgeous. So the Soft Glam and the Tarteist Pro are two rediscovered eyeshadow palettes that I have worn over and over this year. And that with the Revlon and the little bite. That's what I wore all year long. My American Eagle jeans. Got on a pair today. Since I stayed home and didn't go into the office, even in the summer, I'm a jeans person. I love jeans. I would wear leggings some, but I really am comfortable in jeans. And a lot of people aren't, and that's fine. But American Eagle jeans, have I ever gotten my money's worth? I don't even know how many pairs I have. Maybe 7 pairs, 8 pairs, and I just rotated them. I would get from the left and put the clean ones in the right and scoot them down. They have lasted. I've washed and washed and washed all summer long, day after day, day after day, month after month. They've held up. I love American Eagle jeans. They fit so well. They're beautiful, great jeans. My favorites are the Dream jean or anything that comes up high. I'm tall. I have a long waist. I like for it to come up high, over my belly button or up to my belly button, and that either the extra high or the high rise or extra high rise. I think they make both, so I like them both. I like the extra high rise a little bit more because it just comes up a little bit higher. I'm pretty tall, so American Eagle jeans, they really do a great job. Okay, the next one, that is my Havainas flip-flops. I tell you what, these are old and they last like crazy. They are in terrific shape. I've got a blue pair that I wear. I've got a black pair that I wear. And sometimes I wear a blue one and sometimes I wear a black one because who cares? I wear them daily with my jeans. The only thing all year long, I tell you, I have worn a pair of jeans, a pair of Havainas, and then just changed my shirt periodically. And so if you saw me in a video, this is what I would have from here down, jeans and Havainas and just a different shirt. Or if I was on Zoom, or if I did Instagram stories, it was always just my top that was different. Everything from the bottom down was the same. And I just love Havainas. I get mine on Amazon, love them. They last and last and last. And they're great. And I wear them inside too because I don't like to go barefooted inside. So I wear them every day. Okay, I'm up to number 18, and here's just another one. It's not a physical thing, it's a concept. A thing that I'm really grateful for this year, as everything has turned out, is our savings for retirement. When, you know, Doug has his own business, so when we were young, we started saving for retirement. And we would do without other things to save for retirement, and also just in case there was an emergency. Well, this year was the emergency. Doug has not had income since March or April, and still we've been able to take a year of our retirement and live off of that frugally, live off of that, and pay. He's got 2 employees, and pay the 2 employees their regular salary. So we have been extremely grateful that we saved for retirement, that we did the right thing and saved for retirement. There were other things that we wanted to do. We didn't sacrifice, but we watched what we had when we were younger and tried to always make sure that we put aside money for savings and for retirement. I guess we knew we wanted to retire someday, and it may be put off a little bit longer now, but we're very grateful that we had that retirement, that savings. That has really saved us this year. It's been a big blessing. The next one, number 19, is thank goodness for Amazon, BritBox, and Netflix. I think those are the ones, and Acorn. Those are the ones. We would kind of go back and forth. We would drop Acorn and pick up BritBox, and then we'd drop BritBox and pick up Acorn, because we like a lot of British shows. So every night we would get together, we would sit outside, you know, and watch the kids play, and then Doug and I would come inside and, you know, sit down and watch one of our shows, and it was a good escape, just to get away from our problems, our worries, our stresses, to do that. The last one is something about Doug, and I do have permission to talk about this, just in case maybe it inspires someone else. Doug is a recent man of faith. He wasn't particularly one before in our marriage, most of the time in our marriage, but he was from couple of years ago. He became a man of faith, of great study, of great striving in his faith. I've always been a spiritual person, but Doug wasn't. He was a logical person, and a lot of things did not make sense to him. But this past year, without his faith, it would have been a lot harder. We had a difficult time. There were lots of arguments. There were lots of screaming matches. There was a lot of stress between us. I don't know, without him being patient and faithful, if we would have made it through without divorcing. I really don't. I don't know. I hope not. I hope we would have, but I have my doubts. I just think he really helped me to be more faithful, and he really helped me to realize the things that were important. And when I would get discouraged and say, Doug, what are we going to do? You know, what are we going to do? I'm scared. What are we going to do? And he would say, we're good. We have blessings. You know, look at our blessings. He became a person of, when he became a person of faith, he became a person that gave blessings and looked for blessings. And that was very, very important for me this year. I really depended on that, and it was just wonderful to have. So, and as always, y'all are such a huge blessing to me too. I really appreciate it so much. Thank you for watching. I don't know if I'll do another one this year or not. It just depends on if the urge hits me. Just kind of like that. I know I could probably do more of my channel if I did, you know, schedule 2 or 3 videos a week, but then it would be work, and I don't want it to be work. I want it to be fun. This is my escape. So thank you so much for watching. I sure appreciate it. Merry Christmas if I don't talk to you before then, and Happy New Year if I don't talk to you before then. So I may not, don't know. Love you all. Take care and stay safe. Bye-bye.